Welcome, my dear friends, to the second part of the lecture. We continue from where we left off in the previous lecture. Go to the practical application. Step 1. Open the Visual Studio Code. Step 2. Setting up the HTML page. First, we need to define an HTML page that will serve as the foundation for our map. Create an HTML page called DisplayMap Core. The goal is to create a map that occupies the full width and height of the web browser window. Meta tags. Ensure proper character encoding and viewport settings, making the page mobile friendly. CSS. The padding, margin, height, and width properties ensure that the map fills the entire browser window. Div ID or view div. This is the container where the map will be rendered. Step 2. Referencing the API. To use the ArcGIS Maps SDK, you need to reference the necessary CSS and JavaScript files provided by the ArcGIS API. In the head tag, add references to the CSS file and JS library. Link Rel Style Sheet links to the CSS file that styles the map elements. Script loads the ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript, enabling you to use the API in your project. Step 3. Adding modules. Okay, there are some concepts we should know related to this topic. Definition of ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript. ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript, previously known as ArcGIS API for JavaScript, is a developer product for building mapping and spatial analysis applications for the web. The SDK contains a JavaScript API reference, documentation, sample, and other resources to assist building web mapping applications. The SDK is designed to work optimally with the ArcGIS system and provide comprehensive GIS capabilities. In the head tag, add a script tag and a require statement to load the map and map view modules. Now we can load the necessary ArcGIS modules in our application using the require statement. This is where we will initialize our map and view. Step 4. Obtaining an access token. To use location services such as basemaps, you'll need an access token. Create an API key. How to get the API key? Here we must get the API key. If we go to the Esri website, then go to the lesson, show the lesson here. Then go down a little to follow the instructions on how to get the API key here. Go to the Create an API key. Click on the link to take us to the instructions page. Go down a little here, then click on the portal link. It will direct us to ArcGIS Online. We log in. We enter the username and password. After opening the site, we go to Content. Now we choose New Item. Then we choose API key credentials from the window. Then we click on Next. We specify the expiration date. Here, we do not need a reference link currently because we will have restrictions on the ability to access ArcGIS services such as the basic map. Then we click on Next. From this page, we specify all. From the next page, we click on Skip. Then we write here any title. Then next is this private information. Then we click Next. From this page, we generate the API key. We copy the API key and return to the code. Set it in your configuration. Explanation. Esri config is used to set the API key. Map is used to create the map object. Map view is used to display the map in the view diff. The map is centered on a specific location with a zoom level of 13. We will now run the page to see if the map will be displayed. We will refrain from mentioning some important definitions. Very good. The map appeared beautifully. Congratulations to us. We stop here and continue in the next lecture. Goodbye, my dears.